The Hennessy Cipher 2024 has finally separated the boys from the men when it comes to the rap industry. The African rap scene, those that have a point to prove that they are rappers, they should be seen and celebrated as rappers. And those who have done this for decades and over that thing that, you know what, I might as well be saying something dope or I shouldn't be talking at all because, Charlie, I have nothing to prove at this point in my career. So it's either I am saying something that will change the course of my industry or I better not speak. So we are coming to talk about the Hennessy Cipher 2024, and this one had 6 of one of the strongest rappers from Africa. We had let me check their names so I don't want to make any mistake with their names. Of course, Kenya had Khaligraph Jones. Nigeria surprisingly had Ladipoe. There was a young man from Tanzania called Young Lunya, and then there was one from South Africa called Maglera Doughboy, and then there was Didi B from Ivory Coast, and of course there was a Sarkodie from Accra, Ghana, Tema to be precise. Now this thing has stirred up a lot of conversations, a lot, and I agree with those who are calling FD on Sarkodie. I mean, did he endorse the brand? No, he didn't, but in direct association with the brand. And you realize he was the only one in the rap that was like directly connected to the Hennessy bottle, like from the bar there. He didn't touch it, but Sarkodie, now so I mean, of all the people there, of all the countries, those in the video that could have probably being closely affiliated with the Hennessy bottle and the drink, that wouldn't have any problem in their whole town. Sarkodie is the one. Sarkodie is the one that's in the midst and at the highest peak of a band in his country. He doesn't care. He has gone to affiliate with himself with the bottle directly. But I mean, these brands, they go above cargo kind of advertisement where they actually influence the culture, and this is influencing the culture of hip-hop and rap in Africa, the continent, the entire continent. This conversation has whipped the interest of rap in an entire continent, and it takes masterful minds like Hennessy and Co, brands like that, to actually do something without necessarily having to let the artist hold the bottle and endorse it and all of that. So to me, I think what they did is beautiful. They've influenced a certain culture, and I'm very excited about that. Now, here's the thing. I have seen a lot of people talking about Sarkodie's own, Sarkodie's fair, Sarkodie, and a Sarkodie. Listen, when you rap as long as Sarkodie has rapped, you have the option to decide where you make a statement and where you go and do chukachaka, or where to go and show your flow. I think Sarkodie, as a rapper, he has passed that stage where he's now coming to show you how he can do his rhyme schemes, and he has passed there. In fact, this particular cipher showed you the rappers that are still in that zone, trying to, do the rhyme scheme and the punch, and the rappers that are actually telling you something. And I think it was 2 rappers that were able to do that, Sarkodie and Khaligraph Jones. And I wasn't surprised because then I realized they have nothing to prove to anybody at this point. In fact, Khaligraph Jones' entire message in this thing was to tell you that he's the boss, he's an OG, and without him this thing cannot move, basically. And that has been Khaligraph Jones' position for a very long time now. He has reached a certain level in his career where he knows, say, Masa, or I know say kokromoti, like, I'm not telling you anything, but you can't do without me either. That is an OG level. And the Sack OG level too was what we saw. He didn't have to come and do, he didn't have to. We saw those that have had to do that. We saw that with the Ivorian guy. We saw that with the, what's his name? The Tanzania guy. If the South Africa guy didn't do that, like, he made a statement, and I'll come to each one of them, but you could see clearly that Sack had the time to either make a statement, and he made a statement. And what statement did Sack make? Sack talked about some of the, in fact, first off, if we want to talk about Sack, let's talk about Sack's rap. I think I have to be fair, Sack is still stuck in a certain moment of rap. Sack is still stuck in a certain moment of rap. If you realize, he's always, I mean, some of them I was able to predict. It was quite predictable that Sack would talk about it, and that has always been the Sack story with his rap for some time. If you followed closely, unless or to a drama, but if you follow Sarkodie hardcore rap, even with the recent one, Bragg, that became another conversation in the industry. Sack has always been that person that will let you know where he came from. I came from the trenches. He will let you know how he suffered to get out. He wears obroni wewu. He wears something that was passed over from his sister. You know, that kind of thing. He will let you know. And then the Sark story involves Sarkodie telling you where he has reached without any label, which of course we saw him do, talking about this. I've been here working, doing this on my own. It's been that kind of thing. He will let you know. So he did that, and that was exactly what he did with Bragg, when he had to use Wizkid, Davido, and Burna Boy as some checkpoints to tell you how he has done it on his own for over 10 years as an independent artist and a rapper, and why he is still here. Obviously, he did that with this. Now, I think the surprise and the twist and what made Sarkodie the boss that we are talking about right now, and an OG in the Khaligraph Jones level, was the fact that he threw everybody off since the moment and spoke about something that was pertinent to his industry and the entire African music scene, the labels, and how all of a sudden African music is the biggest thing, and then now all of a sudden, as long as we are signing to international labels, our songs are reaching out there. This is a big conversation that must be had, and how labels are feeding off musicians, and how it has made the process of music making cumbersome. Like, it's showbiz, but now it looks like the business is overtaking the fun of the thing they are doing, and it is a big problem. Like, it is a very big problem. So for him to use a platform like that to address two of the biggest things that is happening in his industry, I think it was something that we should clap for. He didn't have to come and show, or like Charlie, Sark is a weapon of mass destruction. Like, he doesn't need to come and do the map. He doesn't have to. In fact, if people cry, when you're lucky or someone with that speed up, tree vibes at the end, Moses with the Pumaba be seeing that day. And to me, I feel like he had to even do that. I didn't even want him to do that thing. But I feel like he had to do that because he knows that people like you and I will come and say, oh, Sark in the rap, then they'll go on and all. But he just showed you, say, Massa, I am making a statement, but when it comes to the speed flow in rap too, many boss, listen. Another artist, as I said, that made a statement was Khaligraph Jones. And another artist that I didn't hear most of what he said, because he was speaking in most of them in his native language, was the South African guy, Maglera Doughboy. I don't know what he was saying, but per the history of where he comes from and with the kind of things he was saying, government, injustice, Mandela, that kind of things, black, you could see that his story, or what he wanted to say that was important to him, was this segregation. These people, they come from a certain apartheid system, segregation, South Africa, black and white. So I could understand where he was also coming from as a creative. Now, the person I didn't understand completely, because his entire thing was in French, was the Ivorian guy. And I think I really, really like the young Lunya kind of guy, the rapper. I didn't understand what he also said. He was speaking in his native language. That's the Tanzanian, but his flow was crazy. Like, you could sense rape. I really liked it. I have also seen a certain conversation that Ladipoe is the one that gives. I don't think Ladipoe did. I think we are appreciating Ladipoe more, especially here in Ghana, because he was the only person, aside possibly Khaligraph Jones, that we understood everything he said, because he also spoke English. You get it? But he didn't have any message. Ladipoe did not have any solid message. He was just throwing punches like Sark of 5 years, 7 years ago. That kind of thing. He has a point to prove. I mean, if you are the one carrying the Nigerian rap industry, you have a point to prove. You have to call people out. You have to. That be Sark some years ago. Reach the what the bosses do. His rap was solid. But it was, I don't care anything. It's not memorable. What are you talking about in this rap? Like, they throw punches. I say, your friend is saying, oh, this my guy lyrical Joe beef. Like, they throw punch, they say, yeah, combobulation, they rap, he said things, but there was no message. Like, he was just flexing the rap. And I make that is Sarkodie 5, 7 years ago. That's Sarkodie now. It's not so. And I understand why we are gravitating towards Ladipoe. We understood everything he said. This is some of them were speaking in their native tongue. Sarkodie class at the end, they also check on the native tongue and all. We understood it. But I am saying, when it comes to delivering something significant and substantial, there was no way you can compare Ladipoe. What do you remember about Ladipoe's rap? The Eid and the Goat. Is really Charlie. But all the same, I really think that Sarkodie as a rapper has to gravitate or grow past the where I came from, my bread. I think that story has gone down well. I don't know, maybe he keeps doing it because that is his story. So no matter the platform, he has to give you a refresher course on where he's from, what he has done over the years, and then I'll probably pick on a certain issue like he did with the labels and all of that. But I think there was a certain era in his music, which is love music, where he spoke about love as if the person is away, and that was evident in the kind of relationship he had with Tracy. Tracy was away, so it's like all the time Medofo bar. By the time he was married, though, somebody is married, and he's still talking about when I meet my lover, when my lover comes, when I see you, that kind of thing. So he's mostly not talking about the moment, unless I think one song be a cast of a what girl knows. So wait, but even as a rapper, when he's talking about his poverty life, I think Sarkodie has reached a level of luxury where I want to see more of Sarkodie's luxurious life rather than still dwelling on the past. I think that he's stuck in that pain moment, that moment of growth, and the moment he is in now, he's not able to let us feel more of it, which is why one of my favorite songs from Sarkodie is No Fugazi, because that is where Sarkodie actually tackles the real state of Sarkodie as a rapper, or travel on a level as a rapper now. Maybe I will do the kind of luxury, no or bread from the trenches, from the ghetto, from community. No. He's telling you what things are now. And that was why I love No Fugazi. But nonetheless, I think when it comes to this particular thing, if I have to rate it, if I really have to go, people that made statements, Khaligraph Jones, Sarkodie, and then the South African guy, I just feel like Ladipoe came to flex that he's a rapper. I mean, for a country that have been dragged for a long time, that there's no rap talent in there, he has a lot to prove. So I could understand all the things he was doing, but he had no message. He really had no message. And the South African guy was one of the guys that I think caught me very, very well. But this cipher was dope. I really loved it. I really loved it. And I like the conversations that's also started in the industry, Charlie. We can't go back to the other make this. Nah, brah. So this has seen the Hennessy Cipher, Charlie. And why I'm telling you, like, nah, boss is stay. You see Khaligraph Jones. You see. Bye.